Hey there, fellow loaders and casters. James here. Hey, I wanted to do a video for Chicowise. We were on the Georgia shooting connection, and I was trying to tell him about, and the others, about this El Cheapo uh, powder dye. So it's a powder check dye that I just made up from another a die set. You can use these Lee decapping dies. Here's one here that I just, as you can see, I bent the pin on it, and as it is just being bent, or you can put tape on there or a rubber O-ring on there. But anyway, you just loosen up the nut on here so that the pin, the decapping rod, I guess you'd call it, will float up and down, and you screw it into your press. Here's one here. It's made out of another die, but it's the same basic thing as this. Let me zero it in and I'll try to show you what I'm talking about here. This would be where you put your decapping die and use it for your powder check die. Chico said he didn't quite understand what I was trying to write to him on the Georgia shooting chat, so he said make a video so that he could see it. So basically you put your decapping die in right here, and this one I just put a rubber O-ring on the top, but you see how it floats up and down? I just loosened this nut right here. Anyway, I've got one empty case in here and one case with powder in it, and I'll run them through. That's the empty case that's under this die right now. As you can see, the rod didn't come up. So if you were loading, you could say, hey, I don't have powder in that case. Now you look here, this case has powder in it, the rod comes up. So all you got to do is just keep loading and watch that. If you don't really have to watch anything else, you put the brass in there, you put the bullet in there, you pull the handle, and you watch this. As long as you know there's powder in that case, you're good to go. So that was my cheapo way of not spending $30 for a powder check die when you can buy a Lee die, a decapping die, and use it for the same thing. It's going to tell you the same thing. If there's powder in the case, the rod's going to come up. So it makes loading on a progressive press virtually stupid proof, because as long as you can, keep it in your mind to watch this every time you pull the handle, it's stupid proof, because you can make about any mistake you want on a progressive press, but the mistake you don't want to make is not have powder in there. All the other ones, it'll just go, it won't really do too much. But the mistake of not having the powder in there could give you a squib load, and that's the one thing you don't want. So like I say, this is the cheap way, $15 for this die, and other way, $15 for a decapping die. Screw it in there, and it makes it to basically where you don't have to worry. As long as you pull a handle and that comes up, there's powder in there, you put a bullet on it at the next stage, and you just keep on loading. So anyway, that's all I got. Somebody might be interested in it. Thank you for watching.